kicks, MP.
Oh, we winning this one tonight. I can feel it.
Game 6 of the NBA Finals. The Bulls have had a long journey and are on the cusp of achieving their dreams. With everything on the line, they could be crowned champions with one more victory. Only one obstacle remains as they go up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is the NBA playoffs, and it's up next.
Hold on tight. It's Game 6 of the NBA Finals. Both teams deserving, but only one will come away with the Larry O'Brien. Along with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce joins us from the sidelines. You look at the Thunder, they're in survival mode. Can they escape to force a Game 7 on their home court?
Well, I'll tell you what, B.A., it won't be easy. The rowdy fans here, eager to see the confetti fall from the rafters, but it all comes down to the individuals between those lines.
And the Oklahoma City starting five. 4-3. Whitehead can't get it to go. Here's Chicago now. Thompson passes to T. And the powerful one-handed slam. And what an incredible achievement from MP recently. Grant, he turned in one of the most efficient games you will ever see.
Well, you talk about what it means to dominate. MP was the definition of that with his performance. Now, everything fell for him, and it looked like he was a man amongst boys.
Gilgeous-Alexander from outside. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
Well, that's an opportunistic three-point shot from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He liked the look of it.
Pass to T. To the inside. From down in the low post, it goes.
Yeah, attack mode from the start. Exactly what you want coming into this game.
Get it to the right guy, get a high percentage look, and that's the kind of game they want to play tonight.
Here's Baker. Inside. Here's Holmgren. And the layup is good.
Nice work by Chet Holmgren on the interior. Hey, you've got to be opportunistic if you find yourself in the paint.
To the middle. Boom! He jams it straight down.
He knew exactly where his man was going to be. Outstanding lead pass.
Gilgeous-Alexander against Thompson. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Holmgren. That one's good. And so Gilgeous-Alexander with the assist. Holmgren's got his second basket.
You know, outstanding start. You've made 3 of your first 4.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Here's T. To the paint. 2 shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start. Well, plenty of give and take so far.
Yeah, 6 lead changes already. Both teams came to play.
Started by Markkanen. Down low. And that one's good. Holmgren. Holmgren's got 6 points.
Talk about hitting the ground running. 4 for 5 to start.
Here's T. To the inside. Jaquez, the pass to Thompson. Here's T. 5 on the clock. And he buries his first look.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Here's Whitehead. Pass to Holmgren. The 3 ball. Here's Baker. Launches it. Whitehead, shot is good.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Here's T. Markkanen up top. First quarter of play, and just over 3.5 minutes in. Here's Baker. No made baskets yet. Inside. To the left side wing. The three is up. Whitehead, shot is good.
And the defense is really allowing them too much room on the perimeter.
Timeout called here. Chicago decides to talk it over.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Bulls Thank you to the Bulls kids. One more big round of applause, fans.
He altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it.
So both teams changing it up here. And Davis has got the ball here for the Bulls. 3-point lead. We've got George. Also Thompson out there. And it's Jaquez in at the 5 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. All right, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
Well, great play down low. I mean, you expect the defense to adjust, collapse maybe, but that should open up things on the perimeter later in the game.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
Here's Whitehead. He's got 6. Pass to Holmgren. There's the triple. Doesn't go that time. The Bulls have gotten an impressive 6 of 8 shots to fall in the second.
Well, guys, T in the last outing against the Thunder really lit up the floor. He dropped 48 points, and he didn't waste any of his chances, putting up an impressive field goal percentage. Such an impressive effort. The team relied on him, and he delivered.
Thanks, Allie. Absolutely. He was a one-man show in that one, Grant.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same mentality tonight.
One of the things I like about this guy, he's able to up the intensity whenever needed, and players really feed off his energy.
And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. Oklahoma City has gone 0 for 4 from beyond the arc here in the second quarter. Holmgren with a screen on Thompson. Sharp passes to Holmgren.
You love when Holmgren seeks out contact. This guy has a lean frame, but doesn't shy away.
And he knocks down the first one. The Thunder making a switch here. Gilgeous-Alexander's checked in. Both free throws good from Holmgren.
This is what makes him a challenge to stop. He will beat you from the floor, and he can also beat you from the line.
T. Yes, and a nice assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 3 assists now in this one.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Holmgren with a screen on Thompson. Pass to Baker. Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. The Thunder with another miss. Chicago has gone 1 for 3 from downtown here in the second. To the middle. T with a bucket. And now a 10-point Bulls lead.
Yeah, their defense is starting to wear down. That's 3 straight buckets at the rim.
And the Thunder shooting pretty well at 45%. Screen by Holmgren. Here's Baker driving in, and a nice finish on the layup. Baker's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, there's an unpredictability to his offensive game. He is always keeping the defense off balance.
Markkanen's checked in for Thompson. Sharp, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Boy, you love how guys are making plays for one another here.
Yeah, just a balanced attack with a total team effort. Earning his money on the interior tonight. That's a nice move.
Here's Oklahoma City now, trailing by 10. Gilgeous-Alexander from outside. The rebound by Markkanen.
Boy, he won't miss many from that spot. The defense gets lucky there.
To the paint. T with a bucket. T's got 17 points.
I just love the ball movement.
Gilgeous-Alexander against George. Now here's Holmgren. The D's right on him. Six on the shot clock. Oklahoma City's got to hurry. They got to get up a shot. Three-pointer Sharp. And that one fall for him. He's 0 for 2. Chicago with the ball. They're on a 13-4 run.
As of this moment, they look absolutely unstoppable.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
Atkins is guarded by Markkanen. The Thunder with another miss.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
To the wing on the left. George passes to T. Oh, a two-handed power slam.
Making plays at both ends of the floor, and it shows up in the box score.
Well, what I love is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
And so it's Chicago with an impressive 16-point lead heading into the break. They put in work down low, getting in close and scoring in bunches. We'll be right back after this word.
And
they're rolling out the red carpet in the lane, and everybody's on the guest list. They need to call security, tighten it up.
You know what, Shaq? You'd be a good bouncer.
And looking at where the Thunder... Glad you could join us.
And welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. This Game 6 getting started. And so Thompson will bring it up for Chicago. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game. And on the floor for Mark Daigneault starting the second half.
And an excellent job distributing the ball tonight. You can really see his feel for the game.
And that's been his role pretty much from the opening tip. Get the ball to guys where they can score it.
He's tenacious, hitting from the perimeter while drawing the foul.
And for the Bulls, they're shooting a sensational 78% from the field in this game. Here's T. The shot's good. T's got 25 points.
Their offense is really humming right now, and it's because of the beautiful ball distribution.
Here's Baker. Give him 8 points now. Here's Holmgren. Nice assist and nice finish. Solid play all the way around. Holmgren's got 10 points.
You can tell a guy who understands how to play through contact. Chet Holmgren finishes strong.
Pass to Jaquez. Markkanen with it. Shot clock at 6. Here's Thompson. Second chance shot. And he sinks the layup. 10 points for him.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
A difficult spot for Oklahoma City. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Holmgren. And too long on the shot. The Bulls have gotten 3 of 4 shots to fall so far in the third. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Thompson outside. To the middle. T with a bucket. 27 points for him.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Here's Holmgren following the bucket by the Bulls. Here's Baker. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. Baker's got 6 points in the quarter.
Boy, this guy has been terrific. The rest of the team, however, struggling.
Pass to Thompson. Count that one. He's scoring at a nice clip. He's 6 of 9 tonight.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Well, it's going to take something special now to get him back in this game.
Unfortunately, it just doesn't seem likely.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Baker. That one's good. And so Gilgeous-Alexander with the assist. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 3 assists tonight. The Bulls have got 5 of 6 shots to fall so far in the third. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Pass to T.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
Here's Jaquez. Out to Thompson. There's the three. T. Great positioning on the putback.
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
We've got 1:48 left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Here's Whitehead. Now Holmgren. Three-pointer. And it's Chicago with a board. T's got 6 rebounds in the game.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass. With 2 hands on the rock, he powers it through.
Totally in control, protecting the ball the whole way. They set the screen. From deep, Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Chicago with a board. Thompson right side. Pass to T. Oh, a beautiful reverse layup. T's got 10 points here in the second half.
I mean, they've been relentless. Just keep getting shots at the rim.
Now a timeout call by Oklahoma City. And the Thunder making a change here. And looking at these playoffs so far, here are some of the players who have been distributing the ball the best. Number 1, Amin.
Substitution in the court. Chicago timeout call. Give it up one more time for your Chicago Bulls.
Here's T to the inside. Floats one up, and the layup is good.
They've now had assists on each of their last 3 buckets.
Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. We've got George. He's out there with Davis. And it's Thompson in at the point. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls.
They are unconscious from outside. And so far, the defense has had no answer.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
Takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup.
Their interior D continues to look shaky. Not a good matchup for them right now.
Pass to Bass. Final quarter here, and we're just over 1.5 minutes through it. The 3 from Holmgren. T grabs the miss. T's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
And that one's good. Thompson.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get right to the rim.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Pass to Bass. Here's Whitehead. Clock at 6. Charity stripe shot. Ooh, anticipated the pass. It's a turnover. Thompson passes to T. We're in the fourth quarter here. Just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Davis can't hit. Oklahoma City's gone 2 of 6 so far in the fourth. Here's Bass. Rebound by the Bulls. Inside. Here's T. Driving inside. It's good. Set up beautifully by George.
Absolutely ruthless. He's not about to start showing mercy now.
Well, when it's closing time, he's trying to lock the door. He's been going all night.
Here's Whitehead. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. For Chicago, they've gotten 6 of 8 shots to fall during this fourth. Davis, the pass to Thompson. Outside Davis. Pass to Petrovic. Down low. Here's T. And it's Whitehead with a rebound.
Bad offense against bad defense. The play looked as ugly as you'd imagine.
And the Thunder making a change here.
Substitution on the court.
Oklahoma City shooting 40% so far in this one. Oh, they get a hand on it. Baker. No good. And they can't put it into the drought. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Chicago. So far in the fourth, they've allowed just 6 points.
That's going to do it for this game. These teams, the entire season, what an unbelievable journey. It'll be a hoisting of the Larry O'Brien for the Bulls.
And it was a big-time performance across the board. They looked like they were having fun out there, Graham.
Yeah, B.A., it was almost like watching a cat play with a mouse. I mean, they did pretty much anything they wanted to do out there today.
And our season comes to a close tonight. They win the finals 4-2, putting this series away.
And they get to celebrate tonight instead of starting to prepare for Game 7. What a night for this team, this city. And I just want to commend everyone in the league for a great season.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for team.
What a relentless scoring night for this guy. In attack mode all evening.
The Bulls making a switch here. Ball's checked in.
Checking into the game for your Bulls, number 2.
There's 31 seconds left in the fourth. Baker gets the bucket.
They're really employing a deep-range initiative here in the fourth, and it's working.
It feels like they have worked their perimeter game to perfection, swinging the ball, cashing in from the outside. What a performance.
Here's Wingate. And he lobs it up top.
With very little left on the clock, they've got a comfortable lead, and the fans are loving it.
They're getting ready to celebrate, no doubt. They know it's theirs to lose at this point.
Here's Baker. And that's it, folks. The Chicago Bulls have won it all. Wow. What an incredible ride. Culminating in a championship. What a team. This will go down as one of the great sports moments in the history of this city. And listen to this crowd. Players talk about having to tune out the noise and focus on the task at hand. This is the noise they've been waiting to hear all year long.
Absolutely incredible. Look at the guys celebrating, understanding the work, the sacrifice, the discipline that goes into winning a championship in this building.
And now we send it to Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, for the trophy presentation.
Go. You did it, man. There's no question. There's no question now. 7. That's 7. Come on. That's 7. Let's go! Woo! On. Yes, sir. Yes.
Champ is here, baby.
Thank you, MP. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
So,
7 championships, one more than Michael Jordan, the man many would consider the greatest basketball player of all time. What does that mean to you?
Man, that's a good question. This is something me and my dad, talked about since I was a little kid. And as I've said before, you already know, 7 has always been the goal. And now that I'm actually here, man, it's hard to believe. All right, who's next? Lisa, what you got?
So, am I hearing you right that you are saying you are the greatest of all time?
Listen, I know everybody's going to have a different opinion on that, and everybody has a different definition of what great means to them. But as far as I'm concerned, yes, ma'am, I am the greatest to ever do it. Señor,
Gracias. ¿Qué les dices a los que dicen que no eres el mejor de todo el tiempo?
Gracias, appreciate you.
What do you say to those who say you're not the greatest of all time?
That doesn't bother me. I'm not one to check socials and all that, and I get why someone would say it's MJ or LeBron or someone on that level. But I know deep down that I've got the most talent, the best work ethic, and the best competitive spirit of anyone to ever play this game. And listen, those guys would probably say the same thing about themselves if you asked them. It's that kind of confidence is what it takes to be an all-time great, and that's what I am. I am an all-time great.
Let me be clear, my boy is the GOAT. That's greatest of all time.
Yes, sir. Gary, what you got?
This is actually for Prince. So, MP's got 7 championships. How many more do you think he can get?
How many more does he want? Not 8, not 9, not 10, not 11.
Listen.
Going.
We're going to talk about it tonight, and we'll let y'all know next time. All right, appreciate your time. Good night.
No se puede
See you. Good night.
Por favor, una pregunta más. ¿Y sí?
There's a part of me that can't believe what I'm about to say. But I've been spending a lot of time mulling this over, and I am ready to call it. MP is a better basketball player than Michael Jeffrey Jordan. In order to understand what that means, you have to understand who his airness was, and he was, quite simply, the greatest competitor I have ever seen in the history of pro sports. There is a reason nobody has more championships than Jordan in the modern era, and that's because he's the greatest to ever do it. He's the greatest scorer, the greatest one-on-one defender, and the most dominant talent the game has ever seen. That is, until MP. Until MP came along and won 7 titles of his own, no one could come close to challenging Michael Jordan, all due respect to Kobe and LeBron. Not only did he win, but he did it with a mesmerizing combination of natural talent and hard-earned skill. His ability to hang in the air longer than his opponents is legendary, but so is his willingness to adapt his game as he aged and to somehow keep improving even as his athleticism declined. MJ won Finals MVP in all 6 of his championship teams. He led the league in scoring 10 times. Now, you may not agree with my take about his defense, but I dare you to name a better scorer. Upon his retirement, he had the highest per-game scoring averages in history in both the regular and postseasons, and has so many famous clutch shots that I don't even have time to name them all before we go to commercial break. I realize now, as I describe MJ to you, that I keep speaking as if he's still the GOAT, and that's because his greatness is so deeply ingrained in my psyche that I find it almost impossible to let go. But the fact of the matter is, MP is better. I never thought this day would come, but it has. And I can't deny the truth, which is this. For as great as MJ was, MP is better. And if you don't agree with that, well, I kindly invite you to make your own list. This one is mine, and MP is, without a doubt, the clear-cut #1 GOAT of all time.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. MP's a beast. You already know the best I've seen, the best you've seen, the best anybody has ever seen.
Growing up, you heard stories about Michael Jordan. You dreamed about playing LeBron. And maybe I'm biased because I'm in the same generation, but I think MP's better than both. And quite frankly, I think he's got a lot left in the tank.
Every time I see MP on the court, he improve his game. He gonna win another ring next year too, watch.
He's goated. The best to ever do it. More chips than Mike? Crown him.
Around the world knows the legend of MP. Son of Prince, grandson of Truck, fearless competitor, tireless worker, winner. And while the seeds of all of this were planted long before I met him, the MP that I met was, in many ways, still a child. Now, I don't mean that as an insult. When he first walked into my office, he was only 19 years old. How many of you were fully formed adults at 19, huh? Shaq? I'm looking at you specifically, buddy. Now, what do I mean when I say he was a child? Well, for one thing, he had a child's enthusiasm for the game. MP hung on my every word when we first met. Listened to everything I said like it was the most important thing he had ever heard. I mean, he really did listen. You know, he'd go out and execute something you talked about in a film session like he'd been working on it his entire life. But he was a child in other ways, too. For one thing, he was obsessed with Ninja Turtles. I'm serious. He had the figurines and everything. He said they'd be worth a lot of money one day, but I'm pretty sure he played with them when no one was watching. What I'm trying to say is that MP was himself, first and foremost, from day one in the league until the day he retired. And while he did a lot of growing up over the years, that boyish enthusiasm for the game never left him. It's what made him great. He never lost that passion for learning and growing and getting better. And I'm pretty sure he still has those Ninja Turtle figurines laying around somewhere. Now, you can't talk about MP without talking about his accomplishments on the court. So, let me talk about some of the most impressive. Look, I could go on and on about the greatness of MP, but I know he likes to do that too. So, rather than step on all of his toes, allow me to introduce the man you are all here to see, the legend, the GOAT, MP.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And thank you, Coach Warren, for that beautiful introduction. Some people might be wondering why you took a few shots at me in my extremely valuable collectibles, but anyone who knows you knows you're a master motivator. And anyone who knows me knows I rise to the occasion when I've been disrespected. So once again, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping me unlock the best version of me. Like Coach Warren just mentioned, people know my story by now. They know about my grandpa, the late, great Truck. They know about my father, Prince, and how he joined the league as a cocky kid, but left a champion. But what they might not know is that throughout my career, me and my dad would have these sprawling conversations late into the night, where we talk about the history of the game and my family's place in that history. One of my favorite memories from those conversations was the time my dad told me the story of my grandpa's first NBA game. My grandpa didn't have the advantages I had growing up. He was raised in the inner city by a blue-collar father and a stay-at-home mom. There were times when they struggled to put food on the table, but he never complained. He never asked, why me? He just put his head down and got to work. He could have taken the easy way out and did things he wasn't supposed to make a quick buck. But my grandpa, he wasn't built like that. He had love in his heart, and he wanted to make his parents proud. Now, don't get me wrong. If you mess with him or someone he loved, hey, well, trust me, you didn't want to do that. When it came time to fight for what was right, he never backed down. And that's the kind of ball player he was. He didn't have the most skill, but he had the most heart. He fought for a spot in the NBA like his life depended on it. Through sheer force of will, he got drafted by the Celtics in the 3rd round. He was sent to a minor league team to start his career, but he stayed ready. And it's a good thing that he did, because he only had 24 hours from the time he was called up to the time he had to guard Magic Johnson. And what did he do? He shut him down when everyone expected him to fall on his face. Nah, my grandpa, he rose to the occasion. I'll never forget the pride I saw on my father's face when he told me that story. He knew that if it wasn't for my grandpa's fierceness, loyalty, and unwavering belief in himself, neither of us would be where we are today. I love you, Grandpa. Thanks for everything. One of my favorite moments from those conversations was when my dad told me about the game that my grandpa outdueled Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Everyone remembers Truck as a defensive force, a great locker room guy, a valuable veteran mentor who showed young guys the ropes. But what most people don't remember is that the man could hoop. Now, that wasn't his strength, but when he felt like the team needed it, he wasn't afraid to get into his bag. If you don't believe me, watch the game. For those who need a refresher, the Pistons lost their first 3 matchups with the Bulls that year, and Coach Daly was sick of it. So during the 4th game, when MJ went out for 11 of the Bulls' first 12 points, my grandpa got the call to come in and knock MJ around a little, bad boy style. But Grandpa had other plans. He knew that what the team needed that day was for someone to go toe-to-toe with his airness. And by the time the dust settled, defensive stalwart Truck had outdueled the great Michael Jordan. The thing that I love about that story is that it shows a side of my grandpa most people didn't get to see. He sacrificed for his family, and he was a really serious guy, but he loved life, and he loved the game of basketball. And every once in a while, that fun-loving guy would come out of his shell and show the world that you can't pigeonhole someone, no matter how well you think you know them. One of my favorite memories from those conversations was the time that my dad told me about his first game against the late, great Kobe Bryant. People might remember that my dad was on fire that game, and you might expect him to be proud of that. But it turned out to be the worst thing for him, because it gave him too much confidence. You need to believe in yourself to make it in this league, for sure. But the flip side to that is you have to stay hungry. And sometimes, when you get early success, it can go to your head. That's what happened to my dad. He took his foot off the gas and was left behind. For a little while, anyway. The great thing about this story is it ends in triumph. Rather than whine and sulk his way out of the league, he got his head screwed on straight, got to work, and ended his career a champion. Growth isn't linear. When you think things can only go up, they go down. And when you think things can only go down, hey, they go up. My dad learned that the hard way, but he learned it. And that perseverance is something I'll always respect about him. One of my favorite memories from those conversations is when my dad told me about shutting down the great LeBron James in the NBA Finals. I love you, LeBron, don't get me wrong, but this is my moment, so I gotta tell this story. That's not always easy for someone like him. My dad could hoop. He had everything in his bag. But the proudest moment of his career was Game 4 of the Finals, when he used every last ounce of energy he had to shut down the greatest player on the planet. And again, I'm sorry, LeBron, but he held King James to under 10 points. Do you understand how wild that is in that moment? Lots of people still think he's some brash kid with no respect for the game. But those who knew him and love him like I do understand that he's a human being, one who learned from his mistakes and came out on the other side a better ball player and a better human being. My family paved the way for me, and I had every advantage growing up. But once I got to the NBA, they couldn't play the games for me. And as a lot of you remember, my first game was the most hyped debut since LeBron James. All eyes were on me, and everyone expected me to be spectacular. So what did I do? I went out there and stunk it up. I mean, I was bad. People don't think of me that way now, obviously. I've had a lot of success, or I wouldn't be here. But in that moment, I was nervous, sweating, shaking, scared. It just goes to show, people you look up to, people you think are invincible, we failed more times than you can imagine. If you want something bad enough, don't let failure stop you. Learn from it, and you grow. And if you keep working, you'll reach your goal. One of the most important things you can do if you want to have success is to set goals. And me, being who I am, I set some pretty lofty ones for my rookie season. I wanted to be the first player in NBA history to win Rookie of the Year, MVP, a championship, and Finals MVP. And I did it. People said I was crazy, but I knew I had the talent and the drive to do what had never been done before. It might sound cocky, but what's cocky when you can back it up? To me, that's just being honest. Speaking of being a legend, who can't forget all those championships I won? I know you can't, Michael. I know you can't, LeBron. Because I got more than both of y'all. That might seem petty to some of you, but you can't get to where I am without being competitive. And for a competitor like me, there's nothing better than rubbing your accomplishments in the face of your enemies. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I do want to touch on this GOAT discussion that's been making the rounds after a couple of high-profile pundits have named me the best to ever do it. On the one hand, it's flattering. When you work as hard as I do at something like this, of course, a part of you wants to be the greatest. But what a lot of people in my situation won't admit is that so much of what I've accomplished comes down to luck. Yes, I made the most of my situation. But if I'm 5'0", Basketball is completely off the table for me. I got lucky with my genes, lucky with my family, and lucky to be born where I was, when I was. So if you consider me the GOAT, well, I appreciate that. I'm proud of that. But to all the people in the world who can't do what I do, who aren't rich or famous, I want you to know that you're loved for who you are by the people who matter most. And that's way, way more important than anything you can do on the basketball court. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And I thank you. Thank you for your time.